Hello there, welcome back to my channel. Yes, my head is cut off and I'm probably crooked, but we're going with it because obviously this is not my usual vlogging location, but I am out of the classroom today attending a teacher conference. So I figured I would take you along with me for the day. It's gonna be a very probably boring, but casual, chatty vlog. We'll talk during lunch, I'll reflect on the conference, share my thoughts, but mostly you're gonna keep me company today. So grab a beverage of choice. I made some not iced, we'll come back to that, instant coffee before I left this morning. So let's get the day started. The reason I said let's come back to me saying iced, I have ice on the brain because it is freezing this morning. And I know what you're thinking. You're like, Michelle, you live in Austin, Texas. How cold can it be? Let me just inform you, we are under an extreme cold warning. And granted, this is not as cold as it is in other areas, but for here, it's cold. Currently, it is 23 degrees with a feels like of 1. So it's a little frigid this morning, but I'm gonna be inside all day other than coming out to my car at lunch. I am attending the Lead Forward conference. Now, I don't really know, I probably should, but I don't really know if this is just a Texas conference or if they cover other states. The reason I think it may just be Texas is because this conference is all focused on reviewing for the STAR test, which obviously is just a Texas thing. So I will link their website. I don't know, you can look into it, but my school was sending a 3rd grade teacher, 4th grade teacher, hi, that's me, and then I think 2 5th grade teachers are attending. So I'm the only one from my grade level, but there are other teachers from my building that I know here. If you saw my last vlog, I focused on how I prepped my sub plans for today because obviously it is a school day, so in order to attend this conference, I do have a sub. So you can go back, watch that video for all of the details. But the theme of this conference is Rock and Review.
I wanna get lost in your rock and roll and drift away. Hey.
And y'all know, I lean into a good theme. So we were told to wear like our favorite old band shirt. I had so many band shirts in high school, but I don't have them anymore because I grew up and I got rid of them. So instead, I wore my teacher educational ROCKSTAR shirt, which I got either from Amazon or Etsy. I don't remember, but I will link it for you. And I have this shirt because I actually did a ROCKSTAR themed PD when I was not in the classroom and I was traveling to different schools and districts to administer PD. I had one, I called it Teach Like a Rockstar, turning up the volume on student engagement. It was ROCKSTAR themed, and so I would dress up in this shirt, and I had a full getup that I am not wearing today, mostly because of the cold, and mostly because even though I'm leaning into the theme, I don't feel like everyone leans into the theme, and then I kind of stick out like a sore thumb. And I'm already gonna be pretty lonely today, so let's not do that. But speaking of which, I'm gonna head into the conference. I have registration, which currently it's just before 7:30, and usually I would get to school at like 5:45, so I got to sleep in a little bit this morning, which was really nice. But the registration is from 7:30 to 8:30, and then the conference actually starts. But we will catch up during lunchtime, chat about how the day is going, and I'll show you what I've been meal prepping lately for lunches. So one benefit of it being, 20 degrees outside is I didn't have to worry about refrigerating my lunch. I could just leave it in my car. But this has been the lunch I've been packing on repeat for probably the past 2 months. I essentially just cut up a bunch of veggies. Typically I do celery, cucumber, and then some of those little mini kind of bell peppers. And I will buy an entire bag of the bell peppers, a full cucumber, I like the seedless cucumbers, and then a full stalk of celery, and I will prep that into 4 meals throughout the week. And then the 5th meal, I will just do like leftovers or something like that. And then this is, I call it a buffalo chicken dip, and that's probably an exaggeration. It's just canned chicken mixed with Greek yogurt and Frank's Red Hot buffalo sauce. That's all it is. But I call it a buffalo chicken dip. and I just eat the veggies with the chicken dip. So it's super easy to prep. I use 2 cans of chicken, so half a can for each day and ready to go for the week. Maybe not the best choice when it's cold outside, and now I wish I had hot soup instead, but it gets the job done. I feel like I enjoy eating in my car for these types of days. Not that I'm antisocial, I'm a little antisocial, but mostly it's decompression time. When you are getting a lot of information and you're around people all day, it just can be a lot. And as an introvert, I feel like I need my alone time. So we are eating lunch in the car. Y'all, the conference has been so good, like phenomenal. Now, granted, this is my first ever experience with Lead Forward and with this Rock-In Review, but it is so well organized, and the session is set up where we're basically experiencing the activities that we would then do with our students to review for the test. So you get the experience of participating in it, seeing how it works, which means the PD isn't boring, so you're enjoying it. But then we have plenty of time to talk and share ideas, and just having those opportunities to get different perspectives from people that either teach a different grade level or teach in a different district than you is so beneficial. Plus, we get a lot of resources with this, so there's not a whole lot of prep involved, but they give us time to go in and like pull up the materials within our computers and download what we need to download, which is really nice. Now, I left all of my stuff in there. I was not carrying it outside. Just to get from the convention center to my car was a struggle. It is so cold. I have my seat warmer on, my heat is pumping, but I should probably rethink this whole eating in my car thing because it's very cold. But I've been taking notes just in a notebook because I like to have physical handwritten notes during events like this. But then I'm also typing them into a Google Doc to share with my team teachers. I've also put the materials all into a folder. Thankfully, I actually have a planning day coming up where I'm gonna work with one of my team teachers to prep all of this. So stay tuned, you'll get more information from that. But I really like the strategies. We're doing 10 days of review, but some of the strategies repeat. So it's not like every single day is a brand new strategy. There are strategies that kind of come back through, but they're all engaging. And honestly, I'm really excited because our day-to-day math lessons are not super hands-on, and this will incorporate a lot of like games and activities and things like that. So far, really enjoying it, but I'm gonna blow my nose because my nose is now running because it's so cold. I'm gonna eat my cold lunch, and then I think I'm gonna head back into the room just because it is so frigid outside. But I will check in with you at the end of the day, let you know kind of my final thoughts once I've gotten through the afternoon. Conference just ended. That's a lie. It ended 15 minutes ago. I've been defrosting in my car, but I wanted to just kind of recap because as I've been sitting here, I've been reflecting and trying to process the information, which I feel like is just best practice when you leave any kind of PD or conference, because in the moment when it's happening, you're trying to get all the information and you're trying to frantically take notes and take pictures of slides and whatnot, but then you need that time to go, okay, what does this mean for me? What would this look like in my classroom? And holistically, phenomenal conference, phenomenal conference. Again, it may just be a Texas thing. I feel like it probably is just a Texas thing. On the off chance that it's not, highly recommend. But if you're in Texas, definitely try to go to one, especially if you teach upper elementary. Cannot recommend the Rock-In Review enough. I felt like it was so applicable where I'm leaving and feeling ready to tackle review for the STAR test, which for me is a really good feeling because this is my first year with STAR. I've done high stakes testing before, but never the STAR test. And coming out of this conference, I feel really, really good. And I'm excited to share with my team. I'm excited to take the ideas and kind of adapt them to work with my own students and classroom and teaching practices and teaching style and whatnot. But I will be doing vlogs when it comes time for the STAR review, so I'm not gonna go into too much detail. But a lot of the strategies were things that can be used outside of just math. It doesn't have to be just for math instruction. For example, Pretty much every day of the review, you start with some kind of a vocabulary activation and practice and refresh activity, and then you go into applying the knowledge to the content and practicing some of those questions that students would see on their assessment. With the vocabulary review, it was a lot of things like a who am I activity, where students are writing down the word and they don't know what word they have because they're going to swap cards, but then they're trying to explain the other partner's word to them using definitions, using examples, using non-examples. And that obviously is a practice that can be used for any content area and even across grade levels, right? Like that's something that you can have even younger kids do or older kids. So I'm excited because I think more than anything, I just got some ideas of either new strategies or strategies that I haven't done in a long time that are simple. The other thing I loved is that so much of this is low prep. The actual activities don't require a lot of prep. The main thing is just locating those questions or those content specific stimuli, you know, the images, the different representations of numbers. But a lot of that can be pulled from, you know, released tests from prior years. But thankfully by going to this conference, I actually get a bunch of the materials. So that will be very, very easy to prep. And as I mentioned, I do have a planning day coming up where my team teacher and I are gonna try to get all of this ready. So I don't feel overwhelmed. I feel good, I feel excited. And more than anything, you know, this was rock and roll theme. My brain of course goes to, ooh, okay, can I do this same theme in my classroom? How can I adapt that? And because I've done a PD before with that same theme, I already have some like blow up inflatable microphones and blow up inflatable guitars and things like that. So it would be an easy adaptation when that time comes. I know this was a super boring vlog because it was me in my car all day, but I hope that you at least enjoyed just the chit chat and, you know, maybe got a couple of takeaways, whether it's how you approach a PD or how you're gonna be able to use this information, like when I share it in the future, right? Like when I share some of the strategies that we're doing, you can maybe get some takeaways from that. So stay tuned. But if you did enjoy this vlog, please give it a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button and notification bell so you don't miss any future videos, which will be better, I promise. And as always, thank you for watching. I love you so much. Don't forget to put your positive pants on, especially when it's 2 degrees outside. And I'll catch you in the next one.